Hello, all you wonderful people. If you find yourself in Tokyo, you might be spending a day in Odaiba, home to the Fuji television station, Statue of Liberty, indoor restaurants and shops, as well as Sega's Joyopolis, Madame Tussauds, Legoland, and the most vintage and unique arcade in all of Japan. But a lot of people come for the giant unicorn Gundam statue that does move a little, but not as much as the Gundam over in Yokohama. But if you just go to the shopping mall to the right, called Venus Fort, and enter its doors, you will be transported into another world. If this world looks familiar to you, you may have been to Las Vegas, because the design seems incredibly inspired by Caesar's Palace. The big difference here is this indoor version of Rome does not have any slots or casinos. But you will be able to find a live stage if there wasn't a pandemic going on at the time. An interesting thing about the design of these circular rooms is that they're actually made to be acoustic. So your voice really does travel. At the end of the day though, this is a highly themed retail experience. You have your normal stores, your unique stores, your strange stores, and then there's also the Studio Ghibli store, which is absolutely adorable. Hidden in an alcove, they actually have an arcade as well. And since I shot that vintage arcade about a year ago, this is the first arcade I've actually been into properly. And just being surrounded by games that want to take your money brings me back to the before times. But I wouldn't just be talking about this if it was just a mall with an arcade and cool vignettes. This mall is really something else. If you walk just outside the front door, you will find Megaweb, which is an entire display dedicated to the future of Toyota cars, hybrids, and the future of automobiles. They actually have a electrical vehicle showcase that happens 2 times a day where they show off the cars and get in and drive them around the actual building itself. A little fun fact, I was the only person around while they were doing this, and they were giving it their all. One of the more interesting things that was there was the concept cars, but these weren't any just particular concept cars. These cars were supposed to be featured in a city that's being made near Mount Fuji in Japan called Toyota Woven City, where they use technology to better their lives. It sounds a heck of a lot like Epcot, and I would be very interested to see what it looks like when it's done. There was also a simulator there that would test out your safety and steering skills. I'd like to point out that I have not driven a car in a long time, but I'd like to get back on the road soon. On the bottom floor, they did actually have an area that you could buy cars and drive them if you really wanted to, but I wasn't in the market for that. But if you went outside and went all the way to the opposite side of Venus Fort, you would find the History Garage, which, like its name implies, means that there's old classic cars there. This is actually themed to Tokyo in the 1960s, around the time that Tokyo had the Olympics the first time. So it takes you back in time as well. I'd also like to mention that everything that you've seen so far has been absolutely free. So if you're looking to spend some money, don't worry about doing it here. They also have a cafe called Grease and a place to actually maintain their cars. While Venus Fort is indeed a shopping mall and an experience, it's more than that, because you get 2 car museums, one in the past, one in the future, an expression of Caesar's Palace, and there's a lot more that I didn't even cover here. This is also where the Team Lab experience is that everyone goes gaga over, called Borderless. And there's also a giant Ferris wheel and an area that you can drive smaller cars if you have younger people with you. Also, there is a drone school, a pet store, a cult store that they don't let you film that has a bunch of weird stuff inside of it. And there's even the Japanese version of Spencer Gifts, Village Vanguard, and that's a whole nother story. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the tour of a unique place in a unique city on a unique island out in the middle of a unique country. Until I see you again, you can do it, I can do it, we can all do it. Stay groovy and have a wonderful day.